December exams are round the corner now. And yes, I know all of you must be hustling with your last minute preparation, with your last minute brushing of the subjects, with your last minute completion of the subjects, with your last minute pulling out what are the important sections, what are the important concepts, what are the important chapters which you have to study, doing an ABC analysis, doing scanner, doing the course, etc., etc., etc. In your entire scheme of studies, in this particular video, I'm going to fit in a threefold strategy which will ensure that your efforts, whatever you are putting in, they reap double the benefit. Yes. By adopting this threefold strategy, whatever efforts you are putting in these last, say, 2.5 or 3 months, they'll yield double the result. So I am here with my threefold strategy of attaining success in a very short span of time, for doing last minute revisions, for doing last minute preparation, and how to pep up, how to step up your preparation, how to escalate your preparation to the next level by using very simple techniques which I'm going to tell you just now. So my threefold strategy of having a last moment escalation in your preparation is: number one, guys, focus on notes and summaries. During that last moment, when your exams are nearby, when your exams are you just have 1 day time to prepare for your next examination, or if just half day time to prepare for your next examination, at that point in time, your notes and summaries are the most important thing that will help you. And this is the right time to start preparing the notes and summaries, or continue preparing the notes and summaries, or take some notes and summaries from someone, because this will help you revise the entire syllabus during the examination, because that is very, very critical, that during the examination, just 1 day before the examination, half a day before the examination, you should get a summarized version of your notes, you should get a summarized version of your study material, so that you can revise it pretty quickly. Now, I'll tell you 2 ways of creating notes and summaries. It's your choice. You can choose any one of it. Number one, inline notes. Number one is inline notes. Now, how to prepare inline notes? I'll just give you an example. I'll open anything. I'll open a random notes of mine, which I've recently downloaded. Maybe say, okay, I'll download these notes of mine. Okay. So these are notes of Enterprise Risk Management, CMA Final SPM BVM paper, and I'll demonstrate what you mean by inline notes. Inline notes is a strategy in which you do not prepare notes outside your textbook, you prepare notes inside your textbook. So this is your textbook, this is a study material. Okay, you can refer to the institute study material as well. This is your study material, and this study material will be converted into your notes, okay, or your summaries. How? I'm just reading the chapter in Enterprise Risk Management. What I'll do is, risk refers to probable adverse impact of an action. Whatever action is there, its adverse effect is known as risk. This is the main crux of definition of risk. Okay. After that, it's written, it also means, there's an alternative definition of risk. It also means probability of not obtaining the desired results. Okay, not obtaining the desired results. This is the key line for me. Okay, outcome of an action. That's it. It has 2 components of factors, with probability of adverse impact of threat and its impact of resource losses. So this line is irrelevant for me. I will cut down this line. I will cut down this line. And what I'll do is, I'll highlight risk, and I'll write 2 points over here. Probability of adverse impact. Probability of adverse impact of actions. And I will thrash this entire thing. These are known as inline notes. It means that you have prepared notes out of your book itself. You've highlighted certain important words which are going to read during the examination, and notes are written on the margin or over here, or you can use sticky notes to make these notes. Especially these notes are very, very, this way of writing notes are very, very useful, where you already have taken coaching from a teacher who has already made some summarized notes from the institute study mat. Okay. And in that summarized note, you need to highlight the important point. This particular way of studying is very, very useful in that scenario where you've taken a coaching, you've got a study material which has been prepared by a teacher who has prepared the his study material from the institute study material, and that study material you are going to revise till your examination. This strategy is very, very important in those kind of study materials. So these are known as inline notes. Now, inline notes sometimes are difficult to be prepared when you are referring to the CMA study material, because CMA study material is a little detailed study material. There's a lot of examples, case studies, and some economic data, some statistical data which is given over there. So to make inline study notes over there is a little difficult, but yes, you can make over there also. You need to cut a lot of stuff from that particular study material to make inline notes. So this is the first way of making notes, inline notes. This way, there are two benefits. Benefits are that you will be able to understand or learn the exact language which is given in the CMA study mat, because you'll be revising it again and again. That's the best benefit of inline notes. Secondly, you save yourself from the effort of writing the entire thing again and again, which is already written over here. Yes, giving mock test or writing on your own is a very good way of practicing writing. So you just save yourself some time in making separate notes. You will not have to write everything that you write in separate notes. You can just inline make these notes. That is the way, that is the strategy which you can adopt. So I personally used to adopt this strategy, especially in practical subjects like CFR or accounting, costing. You need not make separate notes. Yes, you can make a formula book or formula pages. You can just write all the formulas in a particular page. Notes are not required to be made. For theory also, this particular strategy can work if you already have a study material of some teacher who's summarized the study material of the institute. Over there you can make these. So this is the first way of making notes, which is known as the inline notes. What is the second way of making notes? Of course, the second way of making notes is separate notes. So guys, pick up a register, make your notes for yourself. That is the best way. That is one of the best way. You also write a lot of stuff. You practice your questions well. You practice your writing skills well. So writing practice also happens in case of separate notes. And yes, if you have ample time left, then separate notes is the best alternative. If you have less time left, then inline notes are more suitable. So both have their pros and cons. Both have their pros and cons. There's nothing best or nothing worse. It depends on you whether you have time or not, whether you have appropriate resources or not. According to that, you can choose to prepare. But yes, it is necessary to prepare summary. It is necessary to prepare summary notes. Summary notes are a must. You have to prepare summary notes. That's it. Okay. Now, second strategy from the threefold strategy. The second step in the threefold strategy is thrashing technique. Now, what is this thrashing techniques? Thrashing technique means cutting technique. You have to cut down on your syllabus after each revision. I'll give you a practical example. Okay. Now, I have certain practical questions in my first chapter. So this is a practical question which is there. Illustration number 1. Okay, this is a practical question which is there, which I need to do from this particular chapter. Illustration number 1. An insurer has initial surplus of blah 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 blah. You have to compute the surplus. You have to compute when the ruin occurs within the first 3 years. You have to solve this particular question. Guys, I solved this particular question in my first revision. I found it quite easy. So I decided I will not reattempt it in the second revision. So I thrash it. I cut it down. I will not do it in the second revision, because it's so easy that in the second revision I need not do it again. The concept is fit in my mind and I'll be able to reproduce it well if given a chance in the examination. But yes, if there's a question which is a little more difficult than this question, I will choose to do that question in the second attempt, so that this concept is also clear in my mind and difficult concept is also clear in my mind. Out of the choices there, because there are easy questions, medium questions and difficult questions. Easy and medium I will always thrash after my first revision. I'll always focus on difficult questions because they contain the concepts of the easy as well as medium level questions. That is the thrashing technique. If I come little further, okay, I have more questions. Yes, these are the questions which are there. Okay, illustration number 1, illustration number 2. Now again, illustration number 2, I will decide whether this illustration is easy for me. Should I do it again or not? Is what I'll decide, and according to my decision, I will take a call. Okay, now I have multiple questions of similar type. Like this is Z score, and I have multiple questions of similar types. When I have multiple questions of similar type, question number 4, question number 5, and question number 6, question number 7. These are 4 questions which are similar types. All of them have got the same formula. Okay, usage, same concept. I will choose the most difficult one out of these 4, highlight it. So this is the most difficult out of these 4. Highlight it, and I will cut rest of them. I will not do them again. I will just do one question and I'll be able to recapitulate the entire concept. That's what I'm going to do. So this is the thrashing technique which you need to employ not only in theoretical subjects but also in practical subjects. Now I'll tell you how to employ this technique in theory. When you are studying theory, to employ this technique, like this is a theoretical portion of corporate failure. What do you mean by corporate failure? Corporate failure refers to company ceasing or shutting down operations. So whenever a company is shutting down its operations, it is going to close, that is known as corporate failure. Ceasing or shutting down operation is known as corporate failure. That's it, guys. Whatever else is written in this particular paragraph is all jargon, is all verbose. This can occur as a result of poor management skill, inability to compete, or inefficient marketing. Corporate failures process rooted in management defects resulting in poor decision. So guys, causes of corporate failure, I've got a separate section. I'll read over there. So what I'll do is I will cut the entire portion beyond this first line. First line is relevant to me. Rest everything is useless to me. So I will cut this entire portion. This is the thrashing technique. I'll just have the first line, the definition, which is very, very important, and the entire verbosity surrounding that definition given in the paragraph will be thrashed by me, will be cut down by me, will be eradicated by me. I will cut down on the subsequent verbosity. Words I will cut down. This is a thrashing technique which is used in theoretical portions. So after first revision, you should be left with only 70% of the syllabus. After second revision, you should be left with almost 45 to 50% of the entire syllabus. And after the third revision, you should be left with 25 to 30% of the entire syllabus to be revised during the examination. That is how thrashing is done at every stage. And if you do thrashing at every stage, then just before the examination, you will be able to focus only on the relevant portion of your paper. And whenever there are very, very tough questions which are there in your syllabus, don't opt them as the question that you'll do before the examination. Always opt a slightly lesser difficult questions to be done before the examination. Very, very difficult question, attempt them and cut them at the first stage itself. Because the probability of very, very difficult questions coming in the examination, or very different kind of questions which are coming in the examination is rare. Possibility is not is not usual. It's remote. The probability is remote, then don't keep those questions for the examination. Means the result of your thrashing exercise should not be that most difficult questions are left to be done during the examination. That should not be the technique. So only the most difficult question you are revising before the examination, that should not be the technique. The technique should be most relevant and most important questions should be done just before the examination, which can cover maximum concepts. See, there are no questions which can cover all the concepts, but there are questions which can cover maximum concepts, and the attempt is, the trial is that we should try to do questions which can cover the maximum concepts. That is the strategy. Okay, so this is how the second strategy will work, and the second strategy is thrashing technique, theory as well as practical. In both the aspects you can employ the thrashing technique. And the third strategy, that is actually not a strategy, it's actually a must have, it's a must do in any professional examination, guys. Revisions are the key. It's okay to leave 1 or 2 chapters which are unimportant according to your analysis of your scanner. It's okay to leave 2-3 chapters. It's okay. Don't do those chapters at all, or just brush them up very, very quickly. It's okay to do that. But one thing which you cannot live without, which is fatal to your result, will be not doing revisions. Revisions are to be done even if your course is not complete. Just give it a time slot, give it a deadline that till this date I'll try to complete the course. If it's not complete, I will not do it. I will leave the 2-3 chapters which are left. Okay, start your revisions. Revisions are very, very important. And one key element of revisions are, instead of referring to many books, just go about one book and do that 2-3 times. So you have 2 options. You can complete your one book, pick up second book, do that, pick up third book, do that, do new questions. No, that is not the correct strategy. Correct strategy is pick up a book like study mat of the institute and do it twice or thrice. Revise that again and again instead of picking up a separate book or a different book every time. Don't do that. Don't pick up a separate book every time. Don't pick up a different source of your material every time. Just pick up the same book and revise that book again and again. Do one question 3 times. Do same theoretical portion 3 times. Do scanner 3 times. Scanner is a very, very important thing. Do that 3 times. Yes, all this is possible only and only have time. And when do you have time? You have time only when you leave your social media, when you leave your pleasures. And yes, guys, this is the right time to leave your pleasures. This is the right time to leave social media. This is the right time to just cut off with the entire world and be focused towards your goal, which is qualifying CMA. And I hope that with these three techniques, with these 3 ways of doing the last moment revision, you will be benefited a lot. So yes, if you are ready to sacrifice your pleasures for future goals and your future destination, which is becoming a CMA, then write in the comment section below, sir, I will become a CMA. Just write in the comment section below, sir, I will become a CMA. And yes, please adopt these strategies quite well. And if you have any queries regarding the strategy, please write it down in the comment section below. And all the very best for your examination, guys. It's fast approaching. Yes, the attempt is not far now. Last few days are left. No need to take any stress, any tension, any digression from your study schedule must be avoided. No need to take any sort of stress or burden on yourself of the goal of or of the target or of the result. Just be positive about your result. Don't think about your result, because efforts are in your hands, result is not. Give it your best shot, leave rest to God. On that positive note, all the very best and happy studying.